Okay, they send you the email, and it also gives you some kind of demonstrations of how to do. And again with his students. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Okay. I think he is very generous. Okay. So I don't mind to tell you, right? I just repeat what he told you. And in fact, I have told the other classes. And for Johan, in fact, one is ratio analysis. This is a financial statement analysis, I should say. And the other, which is on the what?
Cash
Yes,
flow.
the cash flow. Yes, the cash flow. Okay, there too. Okay. And for Johan, in fact, how much? Altogether, I mean, the full mark is 180. Because which is 3 hours. So this is recommended by Johan. 3 hours for 180. And but this really, I mean, in the end, there will be only 50, right? Because final exam was 50, but for the exam itself, in fact, which is on 100%. 100%, okay. So in that case, any marks on your paper, you have divided by 1.8. Okay, this is your final answers. I mean, for the exam part. Okay. But in fact, for me, for my part, I will tell you what is the percentage of that mark to 100%. Okay, that is in fact the score already. So you find 2. But remember, actually, we got 7 questions. You need to have a good timing. You need to manage your time, right? And I will not give you time to breathe. And it means really actually that tests your will, okay? And I don't questions on Johan's because he has already given you some hints, right? And for my part, I don't think which is very difficult, honestly speaking, and which is not too difficult. Not too, in fact, it's not difficult to say. And I make some calculations and a view of suggestions by Johan that some of you are a little bit allergic to numbers. So in fact, 60% of my question actually that involve low computations. No, and no, okay, 60%. Low computation or little bit computations, okay? 60% of mine. So I got 5 questions. It's difficult? Okay, because it's a managerial accounting. Remember, managerial accounting actually, as I mentioned, the calculation is the first step. Okay. So I got 5. The first questions that compose of 5 short questions. Okay, but I would, in fact, suggest you. Each short question you should not spend more than 100 words. That should be a quite simple question, in fact. Yeah. And what I try to design this question is for you to make your marks. Okay, that 5 questions should not be difficult. That you should be able to handle. Okay. So this is the question I want to get as much as you can. Okay. And I give you more tips, and there will be one on CVP. Okay. CVP, I think of course you should know, right? Yeah, and nothing is secret. So already you got 4, right? So you got another 3, I think that you have to guess. But remember, actually, that should be from lecture 1 to lecture 6. So there's no lecture 7 covered in the exam, right? So you never bother actually to lecture 7. This is capital budgeting. Okay? And also, my suggestion is that, okay, even though you don't, because every step counts. So don't only write down your answers. If you write down your answer, you'll get only 50% of your marks, even though you got full marks. So actually, I count steps. So even though you make a wrong answer, doesn't matter, okay, because I count steps. Okay. And the second thing is, don't write a number of pages because they waste your time. Okay. Because really, actually, after all, we only can some points. I think which is important. And also, if you are not so confident actually in the questions, Don't give up. Okay, write something. Otherwise, I cannot give you marks. Remember. Okay, I want to give you at least 1 or 2 marks. Right? So you need to write something otherwise. So I just 0. Right? Okay. This is and I think this is what I can advise you on this. Okay. And timing is very important. And don't be too frustrated. Okay, if you think that actually, for me, in fact, in the past, okay, when someone asks me, shall I review on the past paper, I say no. Why? Because this is my first time I teach in this class. Okay, so the past question is not given by me. So I think, of course, you can use it. My advice that actually you go through my my teaching notes, and I think, in fact, I have already given you some hints. During the lectures, some hints that I discussed.
Can you repeat
but
it?
I didn't put it in the notes. Okay? So if you're careful enough, you should get at least one, at least I think 10 to 15%, 10 to 15 marks in fact from what I have discussed in class. Okay? So you need to review my teaching notes with your notes. And then you need to go through, as I mentioned to you, one question will be taken from what I have asked you to do at the back of the lectures, right? One from there, right? Of course, will not be exactly the same, but 95% is the same. Okay, so one question actually from that part. If you don't have time, I think that the priority should be on my notes. Okay, and you have time. Actually, you should go through Williams. You got actually some short question are taken from Williams. At the back of the page. Before the exercise, in fact, you got some kind of concepts, right? Short questions. Actually, this is the similar types of short question. Actually, I use from Williams. Okay. And that's it. Any more?
What about the second question?
It's not a question related to the transfer price. You say it. Oh.
Are you afraid of transfer price?
Yes.
Why?
I don't understand.
You don't understand?
Yeah.
I think you all understand. I got misconceptions. Okay. Then you got some, little bit. Okay. Don't worry too much on transfer price. Okay. You have transfer price, but not in a very significant marks. Okay. Any other questions?
What is the format of the other 4 questions? Just the format. What's the format of the other 4 questions?
Okay,
the
I
first
think
one.
Usually for managerial accounting, we should. I think the format quite similar to what we discussed. But usually the question is much more easier than we discussed during the class. Okay, much more easier. Because I need to consider actually this is the closed book, right? It's not open book. So I think this, as I mentioned to you, this advantage of a closed book. If it's an open book, in fact, it will not be too easy for you, right? This is what the experience I got when I taught China MBA, right? All open book. For open book, actually, I cannot give too easy questions. Otherwise, I get all the marks. Yes?
Are the questions similar to our assignment?
Yeah?
Similar to the assignment.
Sorry?
Any question that's similar to the assignment homework?
Homework. I can't remember.
Just take a look. Take a look.
Now, for your assignment, okay, there should be, I think the format quite similar. This is a typical managerial accounting exercise. You got calculation, and then you got comments. Okay, this is a similar style. Yeah, this is the format actually in the what Ventura Accounting Science is using. Any other things?
So which chapter? Which chapter of the of our lectures consume the greatest portions of the exam?
Of course, CVP. Yeah, you know, a lot of exercise, a lot of concept actually, you know, from CVP. Yeah, so with CVP, this is a must study for managerial accounting. You should be very conversant with CVP. But in fact, really, I mean, for 7 lectures, in fact, there are only 2 major big topics, right? I mean, the first 3 lectures and the second 3 lectures, in fact, group in, one is related to responsible accounting, the other related to CDP. I mean, there are 2 big topics, in fact, right? So they have quite similar weight.
Responsibility accounting and CVP.
Okay,
Quite similar weight.
so you can manage it. Confidence. Okay, the other thing actually, you know, I mean, don't bother too much on your final exam, right? And some say that, okay, I don't know what is the marks the others, I mean, teachers give. And I think what Johan told me that actually average, he assumes that the student should get around 70 something. Okay, 70 something. Okay, and this is what he scored. This is Johan's score. Okay, out of 100. And to me, actually, I expect you to be around 60. That should be your average. And actually, this is my benchmark. This is average benchmark. Should be around 60. So if you're 60, I think at least you can get B minus. Okay, for 60. So in fact, because of the scales are different. Okay. So don't bother too much on your you mean really, okay, if I can get around 50 something, 60. In fact, this is the way, because you have a lot of writing. You will not get the full marks on writing. Okay. So if you think you are around, if you got 70, which is very good. To me, if you got 70, I think you can get around B plus. Okay. If you got 75, in fact, you will have most likely to got A minus. Okay. This is the way actually I mark. Okay. Right? Happy? Any more news? Hints from me?
Or they with